Hey guys, what's up? Axel here. This is the first video in my DDO video series. I'm going to do just a series of YouTube videos. I'm not sure how long I'll do it or how often I'll do it. I'll probably do it fairly regularly, probably a couple times a week. I just want to give my perspective on this game. I'll run some gameplay videos and epics, but I'll also make this a podcast as well. Give my thoughts on the game, give my thoughts on strategies, things like that. And just talk about the game in general and game news, anything like that. So today I'm actually on level 19 on my character. I'm just about to get to 20. We had an update today which gave us epic Necro 4, so epic Orchard of the Macabre and a new raid, and I'm really anxious to get to that new epic content. So I'm kind of rushing this character to get him back up to 20. And I'm just been running some random quests. This time playing through the game, this life, I've just tried to run everything that I can. I'm going to turn on the game volume, it's a bit loud. But I've been trying to not so much run stuff just for good XP. I've been trying to run stuff just for the purposes of seeing the game, just running quests I haven't run before. This quest, Disciples of Shar, I think I've run it once or twice, but I don't remember anything about this quest, so I'm going in here blind. So hopefully I don't screw things up too bad. Supposedly, with the update today, they did some things to reduce lag. I saw quite a few posts in the DDO forums today talking about lag, how people have seen faster times between load screens, faster initial login times. They fixed the game, well, they fixed a big bug, which was causing people to log in twice. What they did was they took a third-party tool. Well, I don't know if this is exactly what they did, but they took a third-party tool, the DDO preloader, and I think what they did was implement that into the initial process. Basically, it just basically loads the file into Windows cache, I believe. I'm not a technical person, but that's how I understand. Computer whiz at all, but that's how I understand it. Okay, so there's a Stormhorns quest. I didn't even know if this was more Wayloon or more Stormhorns, but I guess it's more Stormhorns. I guess first of all, I'll just talk about my character. This is my main character. He's primarily a cleric. He right now is 13. Wait, I'm sorry. He's 14 cleric, 3 paladin, and 2 monk. He's basically an evasion cleric type build. When I created this character, I did it because I reached a point with my other melee cleric build to where I couldn't get any better. Basically, my other build was a 17 cleric, 1 wizard, and 2 fighter wearing heavy armor. And before the buff, this update to heavy armor, it really was just not a viable alternative to evasion. And I'm trying to find... The sound is so loud in combat. Alright, hopefully that helps. Okay, the thing with heavy armor before this update is it just wasn't viable. And actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if this is an update or a future patch, but in one of these they're going to add magical resistance rating, physical resistance rating, a few other things. The problem with heavy armor before this change, this either future or current change, is there is no way to defend yourself against magic attacks other than evasion, and if you have heavy armor, you of course could not use evasion. So it got to a point when I was running epic elites on my melee cleric that, I reached a point where I just could not do a lot of the epic elite quests, any epic elite quests that involved a lot of magic spells being spammed at me, or heck, how did I stun that guy? I do not have stun in this character. I have no idea how he got stunned. Maybe that's part of the quest, I don't know. Anyways, what was I talking about? It got to a point with heavy armor where you just could not you couldn't defend yourself up to a certain point. I mean, you just couldn't do anything. There's nothing in the game other than evasion to defend yourself against magic. Yeah, heavy armor was great against physical attacks, but against evasion, just wasn't getting the job done. And I'm adjusting my volume. Sorry. My headphones are just stupid loud. I don't know why. I haven't tweaked my sound settings in a while. Alright, do I go this way? Okay, anyways, I feel like I keep saying the same thing again and again and again, but the way it was before this update is with heavy armor, you just could not... They had some things you could do, like I think barbarians have a capstone where they can get really good spell resistance, but you're pretty much helpless when it comes to spells and traps. So of course, as soon as I change my build to an evasion monk build and Paladin Splash, they announce, literally I think it was a few weeks after I TR'd, they announced that they were going to change, basically nerf Paladin Splashes and give us an alternative to evasion. So I was really kind of mad that I didn't hear, because if I would have heard that they're making that change, I never would have TR'd. And it's taken me a long time to get back up to cap. I'm not someone who plays every day. I play maybe 3 days a week, maybe 4 or 5. I mean, it just depends how much I'm into it. But I'm not, someone who's going to get a TR character from 0 to 20 in a couple weeks. It takes me a few months at least. Okay, do I have to kill all these guys? I don't know. But it was okay. Evasion still might end up being the better way to go. That's yet to be seen. And if nothing else, I took 2 monk levels instead of 2 fighter levels, and yeah, by taking 2 monk instead of 2 fighter, I do lose out on action boost. I'm sorry, haste boost. Not action boost. Haste boost. But in return, I get a little bit of healing amp from a monk tree, and of course I get evasion, and it's not too bad. From Paladin, I can take this damage boost, which I'm using right here, instead of haste boost. I believe they share the same counter. I'm not sure if they have this, same cooldown. I'm not sure if they do or not, but I was able to take that instead, so worked out just fine. Okay, what do I have to do? Capture? Do I have to talk to these guys? Oh, I do. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to go back, 'cause I don't think I talked to the guys outside. Did I talk to you? Okay. No, I didn't. I have to talk to them. And that's something you know by running a quest before. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've run this one. I don't think I have. Maybe once. Doesn't seem that familiar. Oh, gotta love those bear traps. Not a big fan of those traps. I just, like, why? What are we doing here? I'm just sitting there and waving. It doesn't even do any legitimate damage. It just sits there and annoys you. I don't know who thought of that, but let's do something fun, don't just give us an annoying feature in the game. Just my 2 cents. Okay, I think I have to find that disciple. So I know no, where is he at? Maybe I did talk to him. Who knows? I guess you can know if you're watching this. You can rewind the video. Alright. I guess I talked to him. So I guess I'm just running in circles. But I'll talk about my build a little bit more. I don't know what it is, but I've just always enjoyed melee clerics just more than any other class combination. I've tried almost every class. I haven't tried Artie, and I think that's it. I don't think I've never rolled an Artie, but I believe I've run every other class up to at least mid-levels. and I just haven't enjoyed the playstyle as much as I've enjoyed the cleric melee style. First of all, I always like playing healing classes just because I like my builds to be extremely self-sufficient. And okay, I have to find a lever or something. Oh, okay, here we go. I like my builds to be extremely self-sufficient, and I like playing the healing role. I like helping other people out when I play. I mean, healing is not what it used to be. It's not needed like it used to be. Like when Hap was 20, you know, everyone needed a healer in every party. Not every party, but you know, Melee's had a hard time being self-sufficient. There was silver flame pots, but that was a grind, and they have their downsides. You can't, you know, they kill your stats. And there was some other ways to heal yourself, like, let's see, like, if you had like the half-elf Dilly, you could wand heal yourself, or if you could get your UMD up to a certain level, you could heal yourself with heal scrolls. But most couldn't do that. It was just really hard to do, and even heal scrolls, just a lot of times it weren't effective in combat because melee toons aren't going to have concentration most likely. So if they get hit while they're casting the scroll, they're going to fail. So that initially got me into it. Nowadays, you really don't need party healing. It's gone from a necessity to a convenience. It's nice to have someone in party that can heal, but it's not necessary. I mean, if you have someone who can heal, it helps the melees out because they can spend more time hitting and less time worrying about their health bars, which is good. And you can also be there to heal in emergencies, and divines also have a lot of good buffs that are always helpful, like death ward and freedom movement, stuff like that. But they aren't needed anymore. When we had the Epic Destinies introduced, the devs gave us Healing Cocoon, and later on they gave us the Bladeforged Reconstruct, which I personally think is overpowered. I think that's too much. Basically, if you've not played Bladeforged or you don't know what I'm talking about, the Bladeforged race has a racial spell-like ability that you can take, and it allows you to cast the Reconstruct spell no matter what your class is. You can, yeah, melees don't get spell points, but you can just get a spell point item and equip it to get some spell points, and you can cast that as many times as you want. I think that's too much, because basically with that change you gave anyone as good a healing power as a cleric, favored soul, or a sorcerer. I think that Reconstruct should have, that Bladeforged Reconstruct should have limited uses per rest, just because what's the point of having a divine classes in the game if their healing isn't needed? And right now it's just not needed. Obviously it's probably too late to go back now. I don't know if they can really nerf that. And I understand there's some good arguments as to why it shouldn't be nerfed. The game has gone away from the classic trinity of healer, tank, caster that you see in other MMOs, and it generally is the opinion of players that they want self-healing. They don't want to have to wait on a healer, so I completely understand. But at the same time, I think it's a little too much. I think it's just too much of an easy button. I think there should be limited uses or some kind of restriction. Maybe a long cooldown. That might be fair. Not long, but you know, longer than, I think it's like 6 seconds right now. You know, give it a 15-second cooldown, something like that, so that at least divines could remain useful in the game for healing in combat. I think divines should or not divines. I think melee should have good healing outside of combat. That's fine, because no one wants to babysit. But okay, wait, what's going on? But to give them just unlimited, quick cooldown and stuff, fill your health bar all the time stuff, I don't I don't like that, just because I think there needs to be a role for healers in the game, and they shouldn't be necessary in a party, but they should be more useful than I think they are right now. I think an outside healer should be needed for the toughest of content. I think that's good. I mean, you shouldn't be able to solo Epic League content, which you can right now, or you shouldn't be able to solo Epic Elite highest level content. I mean, I think it should be a little harder than it is. It's getting easier and easier. They've introduced a lot of power, you could quote, power creep type things, like the Paladin changes this update that we had today, and they've introduced, what's up here? Nothing. Okay, they introduced the guild ship buffs, the previous update, which were a very big power creep. They added a lot of really nice stuff, and I'm not even really in a guild right now. I'm in a guild, but the guild I was in, which is Untitled Bleak's Bleed, I had some good buddies in there, but they pretty much all left the game, and the guild's pretty much dead at this point. So hey, if you play on Thalanis and you have a good guild that's active and likes running epics, send me a message in game. This character, Axel, AKKSOL, I'd love to join an active guild. I'm actually looking for one. Anyways, talking about the bladeforged thing. The other reason I don't like it is it gives melees, it kind of overpowers the Paladin class abilities, which I always saw Paladins as a class that got self-healing, but in return gave up some DPS. And now with the bladeforged thing, you're overpowering the Paladin's abilities, right? So Lay on Hands is pretty much useless right now. They actually just changed the Paladin class and added some things, like I think they added some other uses possibly for smites and stuff, but Paladins are kind of like, their healing is, what's the word, it's not needed because there's just better options in epics. So the class ability, so it's like per the design of the class, you're kind of giving up DPS for healing, but that healing is overshadowed in Epic Destiny, so really there's really no reason to go Paladin. Now that is how I felt pre-update. Now this update changes what I just said completely, because Paladins are now, I don't know, they might be, I know they're better than fighters now in terms of DPS. I don't know if they're better than barbs technically. Of course they're way better class than barbarians, but in just terms of raw DPS, assuming a barb is outside healing, I'm not sure if Paladins beat barb, but Paladins certainly are good DPS now. So my argument might be kind of obsolete at this point, since Paladins have taken a different direction. I'm using a few of the Paladin abilities that were added today. I'm using I took the Exalted Smite, Exalted Cleave right there, which it shares a cooldown. It's basically an upgrade to Cleave. It changes your Cleave ability from +1 damage to +3, and it shares a cooldown with Cleave, so you can't just take Cleave and Exalted Cleave and use both. You have to, it overrides Cleave. But that's fine, because I really don't have spot on my hotbar for 3 Cleaves. Also, I took, see, I'm getting, if you can see right here, I'm getting a lot of extra light damage, which is pretty nice. They added, I think it was, I took the first and second tiers of the whatever abilities you can get up to class 3, adds a certain amount of light damage per hit, I think against evil creatures. So that's nice, a little extra DPS. And I originally planned this build to be I planned this build originally to just be a 16 cleric, 2 paladin, 2 monk. But because of the changes to pally, I'm definitely taking 3 pally levels. And I don't know. I'm still trying to decide on my last level if I want to just go 15 cleric, 3 pally, 2 monk, or if I want to go 4 pally, 2 monk, 14 cleric. I think I'm leaning towards going just taking a 15 cleric level, just for the reason that yes, the 4th paladin level would give me a little extra bonus to my saves, but I really don't have the action points to use any of the nice tier 4 paladin levels, and I don't even know if my charisma is going to get high enough to take advantage of the extra paladin level. If you didn't know, I don't know if they changed today, but if not today, they're changing soon the formula for Divine Grace, which is the Paladin ability that adds, what the heck, I can't find the lever, that adds your saves bonus, or adds your charisma modifier to your saves bonus. Right now the way it works is, I'll bring up the screen, the way it works right now is you simply take your charisma bonus, which for me is +8, and if you have 2 paladin levels, it adds that bonus to all of your saves right here, your reflex, fortitude, and will. But after this nerf, what they're going to do is they're going to change the formula for this. Instead of just flat adding your charisma modifier to your saves, it's going to add 3 times your paladin level +2 to your saves. So basically, if you have, basically it's putting a cap on it. So if you have 2 paladin levels, you can only get up to a max of, I believe, 8. So right now, any extra charisma I get is not going to add to my saves. I'm capped at +8 right now if I have 2 paladin levels. But now with 3 paladin levels, this is going to, I'm capped at +11, so I've got a little bit of room here. So basically what I'm saying is I don't know if I need to take 4 paladin levels, because I don't know if I'm going to get my charisma modifier up high enough to take advantage of it. I don't know if it'll be, I don't think it's going to be +11. It might get to +12, I'm not sure. I'll have to see when I get to level 28. But anyways, back to this quest. I am trying to find a way to open that door. There has to be a lever I'm missing. Alright, don't want to go backwards. Did I pull this one? Yeah, I did. This is where I get frustrated. Just you're sitting here, you want to advance, but you miss something little and stupid, and you can't. Okay, that one I've pulled. Oh, here we go. Found it. Somewhere to the south. Do I have to go back? Let's see if there's another lever up here. If not, I guess I am going back. No lever there. Nope. Didn't miss one up here, did I? Oh, enemies. Haven't been here before. I'm hoping that south is just an optional, because I would like to finish up here. And I think it is, because northeast. Alright, so northeast. Alright, so this should be our way forward. Alright. This has been a pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't call it boring, but it's been an okay-ish quest. Having to find the disciples, whatever was, you know, something to make the quest interesting, so it's not just a long run with enemies. See, this is what I love about a battle cleric. I mean, I have my aura. I have a good amount of hit points. I have tons of self-healing. Like, I can't... They're so hard to die. It's so hard to die as a battle cleric. And they're just, in my opinion, the most self-sufficient builds in the game. No, they're not anywhere near the most powerful builds in the game. My DPS is not top tier, but it's good. And when I get my destinies and I have all my decked out gear, it's really good. It's really close to what a any other melees have at level 28. Honestly, it really is. No, it's not anywhere near what the best builds like, say, Sork or a Muncher is, but it's good enough. And what I lack in DPS, I make up for in survivability. I mean, this guy's got evasion. He's got tons of healing. He's got healing aura, healing bursts. You know, he just cannot die, which is so great. And I have tons of displacement clickies. I've got blur. I'm not using him right now because I don't need him. But I just can't. It's so hard for this guy to die. And on top of that, he's so self-sufficient. Because he's not a caster, he's not reliant on rush shrines. And the one thing I prefer playing melees in game for the reason of I hate micromanaging in game. I hate it. I hate having micromanaged spell points. I mean, I have a few casters. Some of my alts that I use, I have a enchantment wizard. I have a sorcerer. And that's about it. But most of my characters, and this being my main character that I spend 90+% of my time on, is melee, just for the reason that I like having unlimited DPS. I hate my DPS being tied to rest shrines. It's just so annoying to me. Alright, so I'm wondering if that was... I think we got a boss fight coming up. But with this game, I think you need to find your niche and your role that you enjoy and stick with it. I mean, I found my role. I like playing a mix of melee DPS and support, and I've done my best to to really learn the craft and to get good at it. I'm confident that I know how to play a melee cleric, which is hard to play. It's hard to multitask for a lot of people, but for me, it's really easy for me now. I mean, I love party healing and melee DPSing. I can do that all day. I'm great at watching health bars. I love healing raids, which is one of the awesome things about this guy, is despite being good melee DPS, party healer, I can also be a raid healer. I can jump into a healing destiny and just be a heal bot. I can jump into a legendary dreadnought destiny and just be all up melee DPS if that's what's needed. He has tools like blade barrier here, where if I needed to, I can run around and kite. There's so many different things you can do with a battle cleric. He's got some casting ability. I mean, not great, but like I said, he's got blade barrier. He's got divine punishment, which I don't use too much, but it's there if I need it and I want to use it. He's got endless healing. He's got a lot of nice other spells that I can use that are not DC based, like Symbol of Death, which I don't have yet, but if I take 50, I guess I won't have it if I don't take a 15th cleric level, but I'm planning on doing that. Symbol of Death is really nice in a lot of situations because it gives a negative level to enemies and there's no save against it. So clerics have some nice DC based attacks, or non-DC based spells. And I'm wondering here if this guy, well, it says defeat Diedrich Black, so this isn't the end boss fight. It kind of looked like it. And there's a chest right there. So, where is Diedrich Black? Oh, that was Diedrich Black. Okay, never mind, I'm an idiot. He's sitting right there. Let me put my voice on. I guess I'm gonna end. It's gonna end here. It's hard to give commentary and play at the same time. Hopefully, I'll definitely get better at it. So I hope you keep listening. And I appreciate you watching this video. I'm assuming this is the end of the quest here. As soon as the quest ends, I'll go ahead and end it. Oh, great. Never mind. An owlbear, the most random enemy in DDO. An owlbear. Like, who thought of that? I know it's a classic DDO monster, or D&D pen and paper monster. It's just like, who thought of those two animals? Let's put a bear and an owl together and call it an owlbear. It's just so random. I mean, let's just make a pig wolf. How about a lion eagle? How about a wormfish? Why not those? Why owlbear? Okay, this owlbear is pissing me off because he keeps tripping me. I don't even have GH on. Maybe that'll help my saves enough. Let me see, recitation. Let's get a luck bonus to saves. Oh great, see, that's one bad thing. I need to have it quickened. Alright. Maybe he won't trip me now. Nope. My save's still not good enough. 34 reflex save. What is trip? No, trip is a fortitude save, I think. Maybe there isn't even a save to that one. I don't know. Maybe a spell you can't save against. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Come on, guys. This is the one bad thing about a battle cleric. Yes, you can't die, but your DPS sort of lacking. It makes quests not harder, but a lot of times it makes quests longer. See, if I was a muncher, I would have blasted all these guys by now. But as a battle cleric, you're still sitting here fighting. And a lot of times against bosses that can't do enough damage to really threaten you, but have huge piles of HP, you're just sitting there with auto attack on, just taking a break. You know, get up, go to the bathroom, browse the internet till the guy's dead, whatever. I can't do that here because this owlbear has knocked back, so he keeps pushing me back, which is really annoying. If I get a few more crits, he'll die here in a second. So I guess I can use Divine Punishment, but the thing is, I'm not a DC caster, so I don't carry any light boosting abilities. So my Divine Punishment sucks. I just don't have any room to slot a light piece of light gear, so I don't wear them. Okay, well that's it for the quest. I appreciate you watching, and I'll definitely have more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.